Among all the farming methods I've seen in Sacred Gold, this is probably one of the best methods that exists. The speed and effectiveness of this method is what it makes so good. This method can only be done in multiplayer. The reason is because in the multiplayer, when you save the game, only the position of the character and the progress in the campaign is saved. The level of the character and inventory will be saved each time you leave the multiplayer game as an exported character. Anyway, this was explained in my video about understanding save, load and export mechanics. Okay, so to do this, go ahead into the multiplayer menu and click on local network. Select your character or export your single player character if you haven't already and click on next. Click on create and okay, now to do this method you can do it in two ways. The first in the cooperative campaign, which is the Ancaria campaign. The second in the underworld campaign. You have to keep in mind that since this is a method for farming dragons or elites, you will have to select the campaign where that dragon is or that elite is. Okay, so for this video I'm gonna show you what for me is the dragon you can farm in the better way. The only inconvenience is that instead of one dragon, there are two dragons, so you must be able to defeat both. Maybe you already know which dragons I mean. These two dragons are in the Ancaria campaign. So we will select cooperative, which is the Ancaria campaign, and then click on create. Okay, so in this map you can see the location of almost all the dragons and elites of Ancaria. For this video I'm gonna show you how to do this method by killing the two dragons of the northwest. So we will move to the city of Mascarel, then move to the stone outpost before reaching the river, open the iron gate and continue the path crossing the bridge to the north. You will get to an area where there are lots of elves. If the door is closed, take the path above, and if your character has any combat art that allows you to move or teleport, you will be able to cross the river. Complete the mission or let the elves that follow you die, just in case. Okay, so now head into the northwest and search for the dragons. Before killing the dragons, you will need to save the game. You need to keep in mind that each time you save the game, only your position on the map and progress in campaign and secondary missions will be safe. Your level of experience and inventory will be safe each time you leave the game. So, from now, the farming method will always be done in the same way. First, kill the dragons. Second, leave the game. Your experience and inventory will be saved. Each time you leave and create a new game, the dragons will be respawned. Third, start a new multiplayer game. Select the campaign where you are using the method and load your game. Now, repeat the step 1 until you want. Remember that you can use this method as many times as you want. I've wanted to show you this method with these two dragons because in my opinion it's the best place to farm experience, since both dragons gives you experience. But if you find difficulties to kill these dragons, you can try this method with another dragon. If you find difficulties by killing a dragon, here is a recommendation. Every time you face a dragon, when you put your mouse over the dragon, you will see his health bar and resistances. The more resistance the dragon has, the brighter the icon will be. I recommend you to look for dragons that have few resistance to your main damage. For example, if you are a mage and your main damage is fire, try to find dragons that have little fire resistance. That is, the fire resistance dragon is dimly lit. Also, you can use this method with your friends playing online through programs like Hamachi. I will leave a link in the description of this video of a guide where you can find the steps to play Sacred Gold using hamachi. Just when you have followed all the steps of the guide, the person who will be the host will have to open a game with the game server program, which is inside your Sacred Gold folder. The game can only be loaded by one person, so you or your friend will have to load the game. When you have killed the dragon, all the players have to leave the game, because the server will restart on its own. Since only one person can load the game, you or your friend will spawn in the first zone. But in the multiplayer, there is a fast way to teleport where your friend is. Just hold Ctrl and do left click in the portrait of your friend's character and you will be teleported. It's highly recommended to use this method with other players, because the more players there are playing, the more experience you will receive. This farming method can be used as many times as you want, but the more you level up, the more you reach the dragon level. If you have more level than the dragon, just create a new game and overwrite your save game. So yeah, I think that's all. If you have any question, please let me know in the comment section. I hope that this video will help you and I see you in next time.